Hey folks, Joe here from Vintage King, and today I want to show you a quick tip on how to expand your Apollo system in a really cool way. As we know, UA recently released the rack mount Apollo X series, but today we're going to show you how to integrate an Apollo Twin with an Apollo X rack mount unit as a monitor controller, via whichever version of Thunderbolt you're using. Not only does this give you volume control for 3 pairs of monitors, and your talkback switch for session communication, but also more DSP. So to show you how to make this work, I'm going to hand this over to Brian Riley and Olivia Millershim.
Woke up in the middle of the night, cause I don't sleep so well with you so far away. When this road gets the better of me, it's nice to know that some things never change. You've been running at the speed of light, haven't slept since last July, and I've been saving up, but I'm still spent. So someday soon we'll have enough for a house on a hill or a corner lot, and it'll all be worth it. I want a house, a home, where memories don't haunt, no, they just hold you close. And every day we wake up, we're just glad to know I've got you and you've got me, and we've got these 4 walls to call home. We'll call it home.
All right, hey everybody, it's Brian Riley here, and we're here at the 45 Factory, and we just got done recording Olivia Millershim's song Brick Story. I just want to go over a little bit of what I did during tracking and mixing the session using only an Apollo Twin quad with an Apollo X8. So for this demonstration, I used the Apollo X8 as my microphone inputs. So I was using that for its internal DSP and its unison microphone preamps. Then I was using the Apollo Twin Mark II as my monitor controller. So that was controlling my cue system as well as my talkback. So this is a pretty stripped down session. It only consists of kick, snare, acoustic guitar, piano, electric guitar, 1 vocal, and 1 vocal harmony, which is doubled. So for the drums, I used the Neve 1073 preamp. I just used a little bit of gain and then the output control just to maximize my level, and then just a little bit of EQ to shape the sound. And nothing was done in the mix for this session for the kick and the snare. So while I tracked the acoustic guitar, I plugged directly into the high Z input on the front panel of the Apollo X8. On the unison input, I inserted a Fender 55 Tweed Deluxe. And that's all I did going in. I just wanted a little slightly electric kind of vibe to the acoustic guitar. So in the mix, I shaped the sound a little bit with the 1073 EQ. I wanted it to be dark, so I pulled off a lot of the high end and then rolled off some lows. I then inserted the oxide tape plugin to give just a little more color and saturation at 7.5 IPS. Then I used the Galaxy Tape Echo to give a little bit of space and kind of wobble to the acoustic guitar, and then glued it all together with an 1176 LN compressor. For the piano, I used 2 Masanovic Series 2 ribbon microphones. On the way in, I used the Neve 1073 preamp just to add a little bit of high end and shape some of the low end. During the mix, I then inserted the 1073 again to add more brightness, control some of the low mid and some of the very low end at the bottom. And then I sent that into a Lexicon 224 digital reverb that is mostly wet, but has some dry signal in it just to give some ambience around the piano. For the electric guitar, I plugged back into the high Z input on the front panel of the Apollo 8, which was also, again, running into the Fender 55 Tweed Deluxe amp. Then in the mix, I put a little bit of 1073 EQ to take most of the bottom out and take some of the top end out and add just a little bit more in the mid-range. Smashed it quite a bit with an 1176 LN compressor to glue it all together. And then ran this through the Lexicon 224 digital reverb again. This is mostly wet to give an ethereal aspect to the electric guitar. For Olivia's vocal, I used a Soyuz bomblet that was going into a Neve 1073 preamp.
Woke up in the middle of the night 'cause I don't sleep so well with you so far away.
For the mix, I added some compression with a Teletronics LA2.
When this road gets the better of me, it's nice to know that some things never change.
Then did my EQ with the Neve 1073 to add some brightness to her vocal. Olivia likes her vocal very bright. And just to take some of the low mids out and roll off some of the very low subsonic frequencies. And then I used the Precision De-esser by UAD to control some of the sibilants. There's only 2 aux sends in the entire mix, which I used the Lexicon 224 as a reverb send, and again the Galaxy Tape Echo as my delay. And the only things that are going to that are a little bit of the kick and snare and a little bit of Olivia's vocals. So finally, everything is summed into a mix bus, which I have inserted the Oxide tape plugin to just add a little bit more vibe and character to everything as a whole. And then very, very mild EQ from a Neve 1073 to add a little bit of brightness to everything, control some of the low end, and just take out a little bit of the upper mids that is a little bit sibilant on her voice. It was an absolute pleasure today tracking with the Apollo X mixed together with the Apollo Twin Mark II. It was a very seamless integration, and having the ability to have a talkback button right at my hands rather than having an open console to engage the talkback of the Apollo X, extremely convenient. Also to mention, here at the 45 Factory, we have a pair of Barefoot MM12s as well as a pair of Dutch and Dutch. So having the alternate monitor switching capability with the Twin was very nice to be able to bounce back and forth and hear the mix between those 2 sets of monitors.
Well, there we have it. I hope we've shown you how versatile the Apollo platform really is, and how it can be tailored to your studio's needs. If you'd like to expand your system, or get started with a UA product, feel free to reach out to your audio consultant, or visit us online at vintageking.com.